Alright guys, welcome back to Crypto Harmonics. In today's video, I want to show you guys, as I took profits in Litecoin at around $90, there was a couple cryptocurrencies that I was looking at getting in because I thought in the short term at least, it would outperform Litecoin. So I want to show you which two I got in there. And then I also have a couple that are setting up on the charts right now as we speak that could be potential buys here in the next coming days. So we'll take a look at those too and see if we can get good price pops out of those as well. All right, let's check it out. Okay, let's start with Litecoin here because it did something really cool recently in regards to these harmonic patterns. I've been trading these things for years and they still just amaze me sometimes with their accuracy. So here's what I'm talking about. At $90 Litecoin, I was looking to offload some of my profits. Litecoin had this nice run up, and Litecoin is a longer term play for me, so I'm not talking about just selling all my Litecoin, but I did sell a good chunk of it because there were some other coins that I thought in the short term could give me a little better return on my money. So I went into them, and I'll show you guys after I show you Litecoin. I'll show you the two I was looking at there, and there's a couple other ones too here in the near future. But I drew this trend line on for people that maybe are looking to get their feet wet. They have a Coinbase account and are just looking to get into Litecoin. Instead of buying right here at $97, do yourself a favor, just draw a little trend line on here and see if it'll bounce off this trend line in the next coming days, because you may be able to get $87 Litecoin instead of $97 Litecoin. So it does look like on the charts, at the very least, it does look like it wants to come down and have a little bit of a retracement relative to the dollar. Again, never count out these cryptocurrencies for just going to the moon for no reason and disregarding technicals. But just the way this looks, it does look like in the next coming days, you may be able to pick up Litecoin around here. Okay, so let me show you guys what I was looking at. So if you look at this is on the daily. Look at Litecoin USD. This is where I was signaled to sell Litecoin relative to the dollar at around $90. This was on 11/25. You can see the date down there towards the bottom of the chart. This was on 11/25, and then if I go over to Litecoin Bitcoin chart this would be on GDAX. You can see here this is 11/25. Same day, same pattern, but this is relative to Bitcoin. So although it did go up a little further relative to the dollar, of course, because almost all cryptos are going up relative to the dollar, this was definitely a sell relative to Bitcoin. And you can see the next day it showed that. So it's really cool when you have convergence of these patterns on not just the USD, but also to the Satoshi as well. And that just signals, a better place to, in this instance, it would have been better to sell your Litecoin here and just go into Bitcoin. But I didn't want to just go into Bitcoin. I wanted to go into some other coins. And then you can see the same thing I have. If I go back down to the 4 hour, this will look better, but I have another pattern showing up right around here. But let's look at the other coins that I actually bought with my Litecoin profits. Okay, so the first one here is Cloak Coin. And I like Cloak Coin. I think it's a super undervalued privacy coin. A lot of people, when they think privacy coin, they know about, Monero, Zcash, Pivx, stuff like that, some bigger ones. But Cloak Coin has really flown under the radar. I think it's starting to get some traction. So I'd like to add it to my portfolio. This is as good a place as any. You can see relative to Bitcoin, it's just been nosediving. But it did have a good bounce here last time at the beginning of November. So with this Gartley pattern here, I was willing at this green line to pick some up. Now you can see here it's still fallen a little bit, and in all honesty, just looking at this chart, the technicals, it probably could fall a little bit more even relative to Bitcoin, but I'm not, I wasn't willing to wait all the way to this X point. I wanted to pick some up here because, again, this is more of a medium term play, I'd say, because I like Cloak Coin. Now, if I get a good bounce short term up to this, let's put a line here, maybe up to this C point around here or a little bit before, that's where I'd be looking to sell. Possibly, you can see price likes to come there quite often. So I'd be taking some profits there. If we look at this, that would be a pretty decent return. Yeah, we're looking at about 38% returns on that. And then if we have a stop loss on this one, it would be, down around here. So 1.4 to 1 risk reward ratio. That's good in my book. Anything over 1 is good. So this gray box here is actually, I'd have to scroll back to the weekly chart. It's a huge chart, and this is just a big support area where Cloak Coin in Satoshi terms has come and bounced out of that range quite often. So I'll definitely be watching as it comes down here, but I still, again, anywhere in here and between this green line and the X point is a really good spot for me to pick up some Cloak Coin. Okay, so the second coin is Salt here, and at this green line, I switched some Litecoin over to Salt in my Exodus wallet. So Exodus wallet, if you guys use it, there's not a USD option. So although I would have taken Litecoin profits into USD, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and switch it over to Salt. I knew I wanted to get some before the end of the year. And so I just went ahead and did that. Took a little bit of a hit relative to Bitcoin and then popped back up. Made another run up. And this is actually a trade. I'm not going to get into this, but when it does this, retraces between a 5-0 and a 618, makes another leg up. And when it retraces between a 5-0 and a 618, that's a buy. And so I told people in the trade room, I said, look, I got in at this green line here, but this is a good place for y'all to get in. And then this was my target here. So I was looking for this gray box for my first area of resistance that I thought Salt would run into relative to Bitcoin. And you can see it bounced on this very bottom red line. But in all honesty, I haven't taken any profits in Salt yet. I would be looking to the top range of this box, to be honest, to take some profits there. So that's where I'm looking at. And then I have this red line here for a second place. And then if it starts breaking that, I'll have to do another video probably because we got some bigger targets there, up maybe towards the 80 to 90,000 Satoshi range. Right now it's sitting at 57,000 Satoshis. So I'm really kind of looking, let's see, more in the 60 to 61,000 Satoshi range for Salt to come up into the top area of this gray box before I start taking some profits. You want to be, everything's hyped on Salt right now, but man, that's when you want to be selling. That's when you want to be taking profits. That's when the smart traders start offloading when the hype train is going. So that's a good place to get out there, in my opinion, at least partially. Now, I am holding some Salt longer term anyways, just because I want to have some for their membership fees, because I may want to try out the actual Salt lending platform. So, okay, so that is kind of the past and present. Let's look at the future and see some trades that I have coming up. Maybe can help you guys out a little bit with some price targets. Bit shares for me relative to the dollar is a sell at 17 cents, maybe a little bit over. We'll see if it gets there. I've been holding bit shares. If it doesn't get there, I'm fine with it. I'm still going to hold bit shares. But if it does come up to this 17 cents range, I will sell off. And for me, I'm on the BitShares decentralized exchange, so I'm switching from BitShares over to BitUSD. This is on Poloniex, however. So if you're on this, you'd be just going into Tether, I think, at this point. So that's a kind of a price range. I've got a nice little bat pattern showing up here that I'd like to sell bit shares at around 17 cents. And then the second one is 0x. And here we can see it's got a deep crab pattern showing up a buy signal at a little over 1,400 Satoshis. You can see it's sitting under about 1,900 Satoshis right now. This is, a nice little deep crab pattern. I like when it comes out to this 1618 extension of this original leg here. But what I really like is when I have previous support, which I do not. And so that's a little bit scary for me, but this is a coin that I've been wanting to pick up anyways. I think 2018 will be a pretty decent year for it. So, and it's another coin too that I can switch in my Exodus wallet. I can just using Shapeshift, just switch some Bitcoin over and get some of that. So, but I'm not quite willing yet to give up my Bitcoin for it, especially by the look of the technicals here. It keeps getting slammed back down every time it tries to make a run up. So I will basically be looking for this 1,400 Satoshi range right here. If it'll come down here, I'd be willing to pick some up and hand over some Bitcoin so I can get some ZRX tokens there. And I'd be looking, if this happens before I can make another video, I would be looking for a bounce here. And then I would be looking initially for a bounce up to around 2,100 Satoshis from there. So that's actually like almost a 50% move off this trade here. So, okay, let's look at one more. So last but not least is good old Liske. All right, so if you guys have been following the channel, we had a just killer trade with Liske was it the beginning of November, I think. Let's scroll back over here. Yeah, this is it. So there was this giant bat pattern here with the buy at this green line. It had a nice run up to the 618. It actually went up to the 786, but who cares about trying to pick perfect tops? That's a heck of a target right there. And then so you can see repeatable patterns again. Comes up, retraces, comes back up, and now it's come back down to this 886 level again, and it's starting to have a bounce. So I actually haven't. I just saw this pattern this morning, and you can see it's starting to pick up right here. I would be watching it. I mean, this isn't a for sure level for Liske to go up relative to Bitcoin, but what I would do just to play it safe is I would probably look for, if you buy in this area, or wait for a little bit of a retrace, see if it'll retrace a little bit, get in here, and it'll pop back up to this red line here. Let's see what kind of retracement we have off this leg. So that's a 5-0. That's nice. I'll take that. Let's front run it a little bit. So if you're in this trade, or you end up getting in this trade, I would be looking for a nice run up to this area. That would be almost 99,000 Satoshis. It's at 74,000 right now. Again, see if it'll retrace a little bit before getting in, so you can get a little better entry, because perfect entry on this was this green line here. So it might come back down to there. Let's wait and see. But I will be setting a stop loss on this one. So this is just strictly, a quick trade for me. If it doesn't work out, I don't want to hold it much past this X point. So, somewhere right around there at like 49,000 Satoshis is where I'd be willing to just get back into Bitcoin at that place. So that's what I'm looking at on Liske. Hopefully we have a nice little pop again there. That'd be really nice. Liske has been good to us so far, so we'll take it. Okay, well, that about does it for me. Two last things. One, if you participated in the Guess the Price of Litecoin video, I have all your comments locked in and your guesses locked in. So at the specified time on December 9th, I will check the price of Litecoin and we'll send the winner $50 worth of Litecoin. And then the second thing is, if any of you are interested in learning harmonic patterns or cryptocurrencies, or the both together, join the Slack. It's free. I'm in there all week. I pretty much post almost every day, just patterns that pop up, just different things the markets are so dynamic and move so quickly. Different things like, for instance, with salt, you would have never known had you just been watching YouTube videos to get in and different things like that, or where my targets were at or anything like that, because it just moves so quick. So it's a good place to stay up to the date with trades. And even if you're not day trading, you know, you may catch a few tips in there that could help you out with your portfolio. And so, yeah, and at the beginning of the year, I'm actually going to be doing some live webinars so people can ask live questions as we're trading with these patterns and stuff. So just to try and help people out, get a little more acclimated to the harmonic patterns in regards to cryptocurrencies. So, all right, guys, that about does it for me. Take care. I'll see you next time.